reason, my main issue with Carlos is he is the one who stole my group's life story and sold it to TV One. And for that, I just can't get past it. He had been working with us that entire season on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Last year he was with us. Him and Todd had already had some like little issues, business issues, because they were doing a production company together.
So they was doing a production company together. Is that what was going on, Kandi? What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back to address Miss Kandi Burruss Tucker, honey. She drags Carlos King, honey, okay? She exposes him. She said that he stole from her. I'm like, oh, Carlos, say it ain't so. Now, I'm going to say this. I don't put it past Carlos, but I also do not feel sorry for Kandi. I think what happened in this situation is, well, number one, I want to say Kandi is greedy. Okay, she's a businesswoman. I give her that. Y'all know Kandi. You know, she hardworking. She's ambitious. She's determined, motivated. She got her husband, you know, and they come up with projects together. Okay, I respect that. I really do. But I've been watching Kandi through the years move in a covert way. She's sneaky. She's manipulative. When she starts that old broke up cry, that's her trying to get y'all sympathy, trying to get y'all to feel sorry for her. I think it's very interesting that Love and Marriage Huntsville is back, and it is a high rated show that Carlos King executive, you know, produces, okay? She done went around to all these YouTubers, okay? House of Aaron, DJ Richie Sky. It seemed like it was somebody else. Scotty, yeah. What is his name? I forgot his YouTube channel name, but y'all know who I am talking about. Scotty by Nature. Yeah, she done did an interview with all of them. Okay, that's very calculated. I could see her, Todd, and Don. Yeah, you get out here on the media circuit and you expose Carlos and you put him out there. All of this shit was calculated. I think that Kandi has a personality disorder. I know some of y'all rolling your eyes, sucking your damn teeth, but the truth is the truth, and the truth needs no proof. How you doing? Let me get y'all together though. Just give me a minute. I feel like Kandi has this superiority. Look, I can't even get the words out. She got a superiority complex. Okay? I think she's also a bit entitled too. It's kind of like you owe me and I own you. That whole thing with Marlo not doing that show and how she got so hot about that at that reunion, that speaks volumes. It speaks volumes that Phaedra called her out years ago, but because it's Phaedra and everybody got their favorites on the show, people don't want to hear what Phaedra got to say, but I always would listen to what Phaedra had to say, and I agree with her. Kandi feels like she is beyond reproach. Look at XSCAPE. She held them up all them years, all that unforgiveness. She holding up Housewives now because she refused to forgive Phaedra, but yet it's important to get with these other people like Kenya, like whoever, honey, to take down Nene. Y'all remember season 12, her and Nene had been getting along pretty much the whole season, but you would see Kandi up in that confessional throwing all that hate, throwing all that shade towards Nene. Then came for Nene at the reunion. Okay, her and Kenya. And it's funny, Kenya thought she was too good to be bothered with Nene through the season. But when those execs are there, let's come for the queen. They know who to come for. Okay, let's really get on Nene and try to interact with her now as an enemy and not, try to be friendly. Child, I got these heifers numbers. Okay. But yeah, Kandi is very sneaky. She's passive aggressive. And I remember hearing Portia say, I believe it was season, I don't know if it was 10, maybe 9. Kandi didn't like the friendship with Phaedra and Portia. She didn't like that. She felt like Portia took Phaedra's side over Kandi's side, because it's kind of like when Phaedra and Kandi's friendship was dying down, that's when Phaedra and Portia started to get cool. Remember, she was going through all that stuff with Apollo. Kandi wasn't there for her. Kandi was happy to have a man, finally. Okay, I'm just being honest, because when she started Housewives, she was a single mother, and she only had Riley, but she was happy to get that man. Okay, that man was a prize for Miss Kandi. So she was all up on Todd. And to me, I feel like she did abandon Phaedra. I know some of y'all go be like, well, no, Phaedra was lying. Now listen, it's the same woman, Kandi, that was keeping Apollo stuff at her house. And Phaedra didn't know about it. And then she blew up on Phaedra and turned everything against her. No. You the one that knew what you and your husband was doing with that man's stuff, and you know he got to go to prison. Don't you think you should have had a conversation with his wife? So she's sneaky like that. But remember, you're dealing with somebody that is one-sided. And I always tell you all in all my videos, whenever you are dealing with somebody that is one-sided, be prepared to get used. Be prepared to get abused. Okay, it's okay for her and Todd to say and do whatever. Nobody better not do anything to them. So I think if Carlos did any of what Kandi is claiming, I think it is simply a mirroring of her behavior, her and Todd's behavior, because I think she has gotten even shadier since she's married him. And I know I got the unpopular opinion, but see, I'm not buying all these tears and feel sorry for me. I was on my girl Michelle Brown's channel. I'm gonna play something from her because she kind of got the tea on this Carlos and Kandi stuff. And she was speaking out on it, you know, before all this stuff came out with Kandi on these interviews. But yeah, that shit was calculated. Don't y'all dare fall for that. Whenever you see a motherfucker doing 4 and 5 interviews, y'all remember what Cynthia did to Nene, going on all these interviews and saying this, that, and the third. Yeah, you're being strategic. And all you see in the comments, oh, poor Kandi. And guess what it's going to be? It'll be cancel Carlos, feel sorry for Kandi. That is Kandi's storyline. It never changes. Feel sorry for me. This person did this to me. I can't get over it. I will hold up the show. That's what she's did in XSCAPE. That's what she's did on Real Housewives of Atlanta. She thought she was going to also control Portia, because Portia made a comment, well, just because you gave me a job, remember when she gave Portia that job on that play after her and Cordell split up, you know, she was trying to help Portia get back on her feet. And Portia, you know, was kind of being somewhat of a diva, you know, so I'm not going to put all that on Kandi, but Kandi is one that will do for you and throw that shit right back up in your face. And when you have people that move sneaky like that and do stuff like that, that shit ain't never from the heart. That shit is business. Okay, this bitch is looking to benefit. And Michelle talks about it so eloquently, honey. Okay, Michelle Brown, subscribe to her YouTube channel. Really good channel. She talks about how Kandi did all of that shit for Marlo when Nene didn't really have nobody on the show she was close with. Remember, back then when Marlo was on, it was the talls against the smalls. Kandi had Phaedra, she had Sheree. And Nene didn't really have nobody. She was kind of against everybody, even Kim Zolciak, right? I think this is before Portia and Kenya came on the show. But yeah, she was trying to get Marlo, you know, I guess some work. and her and Todd, okay? And I saw the little clip from DJ Richie Sky where he interviewed Kandi, and Marlo was on her show and said that she had got her some work. And I'm not here to deny that. I'm sure Kandi did try to help Marlo, but what I want y'all to realize is Kandi didn't do it from the greatest part of her heart because she's so giving and loving and she's Mother Teresa. No, you got to remember how the stage was set back then. Okay? Nene was kind of on an island by herself. And when Marlo came around, that was her girl. They was cool. When did we see Marlo again? Yeah, I think season 6. We didn't see her season 5. And another thing, I think that Andy got mad at Marlo, remember, for making that faggot comment. And she never really owned up to it. She apologized, but she didn't kind of handle that the right way. And I think Andy felt the way. And Bravo, I don't give a damn what any of y'all say, they are racist. Because if y'all look right now, honey, Miss Robinson all over the place. Okay, deal with it, honey. I'm on a little tangent, honey. But Bravo is racist, in my opinion. You don't even need Nene and her lawsuit. Just watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Look at how Erica Jane treats everybody. Look at all them women that be on her side. Just look at how they treat people. Treat people like shit, but yet it's Marlo that has to backpedal and be so nice. I'm not saying I'm up for everything that Marlo do on the show, right? I don't agree with all of it, but why is it the black woman always got to be overly apologetic and, you sitting up here talking about her childhood trauma and trying to make her cry and it was just a bit too much. We gonna talk about it though, because I still have not filmed the reunion, but you go get that from me before you get this, okay? So let me get back to my point. Now, I'm going to play Michelle Brown, and she's going to talk about Kandi.
And did you see Kandi confirm the tea you already spilled about Carlos and Kandi not having a relationship? I told y'all just got to listen to me a little bit longer and pay attention and then run my receipts back through the cash register, okay? Just run them back. And you will realize that I have never lied to y'all. I have never made up nothing. I always tell y'all the truth. It may not be the truth that a lot of people want to hear, but it is the truth nonetheless. I did not know what Kandi said, but whatever it is, I'm sure I said it first. I'm sure I said it first. I told y'all before about Kandi and Marlo's show, and then Marlo left because she wanted to return to be a friend of the show. I told y'all about that. Kandi keep talking about that. Keep acting like, that Marlo had this fabulous opportunity to be a real bitch on her own show instead of being a part-time bitch or a friend of bitches, on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But what she didn't tell you was that, she was scheming back then. Y'all remember the alliance and all that stuff that we've been talking about for years. Go back and watch my old videos. I ain't take nothing back. Everything I said then, I will say now. I don't even remember what I said then. Because you know how they say you got to remember a lie. I ain't got to remember nothing. I said it. It was true. Now, Kandi only did it because she knew that Nene needed somebody on her team. Nene didn't have nobody. Kandi had already recruited everybody. Kandi had Eva, Kandi had Cynthia, Kandi had Kenya. Who Nene had? Nene needed Marlo. Nene and Marlo had made up, and Kandi did not like it, honey. She did not like it.
Because she felt that Marlo owed her something since she did something for her. That is the point I'm trying to make to you all. Please look at that. And we know people that's like that. Yes, they're very powerful. Yes, they're very ambitious. And, they have a lot of connections in the industry, both she and Todd, because, Todd has did productions. So I'm sure he has a lot of relationships as well. But you have to really put the pieces together and quit going off of somebody crying on 5 and 6 interviews with YouTubers that's so damn happy. Okay, they happy for this interview and I'm happy for them, but I'm not buying it. I'm not at all excusing what Carlos did, because I do feel like he was wrong if he did do that. But I think there's some more with this story. Okay, you also have to keep in mind that Carlos King and Todd, you heard Kandi say on the recording, yeah, they have a production company together, okay? Together. That means they was working on projects together. What was that show they did together? Encore, and then what was the other? Hollywood Divas or something? Put it in the comments, guys. Okay? So they have did work with each other.
So when Nene Nene was the one that got Marlo invited back as a friend and got her a check finally, because she was a friend and she wasn't getting paid for several years. But Nene was the one who advocated for her to get a check. Then Marlo went behind her back and started, blunting around with Kenya. Then Nene got mad at her and dumped her. Then they got friends again. So they have like an up and down relationship. They be friends today, and then tomorrow they not friends. But whatever the case may be, they had decided that they was going to be an alliance, and Kandi wanted to get Marlo out of the Real Housewives of Atlanta circle by doing what? By offering her this show. But she didn't realize that Marlo was going to get paid when Marlo and Nene made up. Marlo was going to get paid more than she would have got paid on that little WeTV show with all these unknown people.
And I heard the people on WeTV, they don't make that much.
Marlo was the star over there. Marlo ain't getting no check. So Marlo said, listen, if I'm going to come over here with these no names, these messy queens, these junkie Dineva, I know.
She is crazy. Leave Fucky alone, Michelle.
Y'all get mad at me when I say it, but it is what it is. But if I'm going to go over there and do all of that, okay, then y'all need to pay me an equitable amount of money that I would be making over here as a friend. Then all the people got mad at her. All the people was like, how dare she ask her worth? How dare she ask to be paid more than Bravo? Because Bravo turned down the show. Bravo didn't want that trash over there. No shade to Kandi and her idea with the queens or whatever. But, they didn't want it, okay? So WeTV said, okay, we'll take it, but we ain't got that much money to put in it. We take everything over here. And, yeah, it just didn't work out. Marlo was like, listen, I'd rather come over here with the Versace and the Gucci and the Louis than to go over there with the Tarjay, okay? That's what I want to do. That's what she wanted to do, and that's what she did. She wanted the money. She followed the money. What would you do? Would you follow the money, or would you go over here just to be on your own show? I don't know. It just depends on what you're looking for. And whatever the case may be, it worked out for Marlo. She was still getting her 6-figure check, even though she didn't have a peak. She was getting paid more than Eva. She was getting paid more than Shamari.
Now, really quickly, I think that Kandi and Todd are definitely, I don't want to say subtly, because to me it looks pretty obvious if your eyes are wide open. I do believe they want to sabotage Carlos King's his reign. He got Love and Marriage Huntsville, he got Bail Collective. He is awesome and incredible with what he does. Do I think Todd Tucker can do what he does? No. Or Todd would be out here doing it. I just feel like Todd is not a match for Carlos. And sometimes when you are winning, people, they don't like that. Because in my opinion, she could have been came out with this shit, okay? But she waited to this damn Love and Marriage Huntsville and came back. She waited, okay? And I also feel she feels a way, and I played you guys the audio of Carlos King. And remember that show I did on him and Sheree? Sheree was on his show, and they was talking about how Kandi can go. Let's look at that really quickly to make my point.
I'm curious, and it's funny, it just came to my head. Let's just say what it is, because she went on record saying this. Kandi said that she doesn't want Phaedra on the show while she's on because of what happened season 9. and that if Bravo wants Phaedra on, then that's fine. She'll bow out gracefully. You've been on the show with people you don't get along with, people where you guys both threw shade and all this other stuff. Now, granted, what Phaedra did allegedly is obviously worse than anything you guys have experienced.
Right.
But with that being said, do you think it's fair that one person may have that much control on someone coming back on the show?
No, I don't. And I actually invited Phaedra to the fashion show too. And one of the things she said, she's like, well, is Kandi going to be there? My thing is, like you said, I've been on this show many times, many years, with people I did not get along with. I have been in situations that I was uncomfortable with. I have talked about heavy things that I have gone on in my life. We are here to do a reality show. And as much as I love Kandi, I feel like at the end of the day, they should, or she should, understand that this is for the show.
It's not about her, okay? Sorry, I had to cut Sheree off, but what I'm trying to get across to you guys, okay? I'm trying to make the point of Kandi thinks everything is about her. Everybody need to kiss her ass. If you really look at her behavior and see it for what it is, okay? All of her, be objective. Don't just be, yeah, but they backstab Kandi. Yeah, but Phaedra, you know, she said what she said about Kandi, and I didn't like how all that dungeon stuff played out, and you know, the whole thing with Portia, and, you know, I'm not at all defending all of that, you guys, but what I'm trying to say is, and I said it back then, you can look at my reviews. That's if I was filming Housewives. I don't know if I was filming back then. Maybe I did do season 9. But Kandi is controlling. She is. And you got to even look at it from the standpoint of Portia and how she tried to really take down Portia. And I know a lot of people felt that Portia wasn't fired and she should have been, but Portia had apologized several times, but Kandi kept riding that shit out. She kept dragging that shit out all season 10. I mean, to the point where the fans would start dragging Kandi. I don't know if y'all remember it, but y'all could go back, look at some of these people's old reviews, and they dragged, because Portia was still loved. Like, everybody liked Portia, okay? Seemed pretty positive. She a freak, but a whole bunch of people is, okay? They may not tell you that, but there's that. Yeah, I remember that with Portia, and I was like, and I even got on Nene, and y'all know that's a big deal because I really love Nene, but let that shit go and stop trying to make it look like this girl got to keep apologizing to this grown-ass crybaby. Look, and Kandi will she will participate with stuff. We seen it with Sheree. She was throwing all types of shade at Sheree. I didn't like that Sheree said at the reunion, she ain't really throwing no shade towards Kandi. They all throw it to each other. Kandi is not innocent. She did the same shit with Nene, smiling in her face and then throwing all types of shade and shit on the show and then trying to get with her at that last reunion, season 12. That's, when the show was, really popping, okay, was when my girl was on here, and then it went downhill. We kind of coming up because this season was a lot better than 13. But it still ain't where 12 was, okay? Because we had everybody on season 12. But yeah, Kandi likes to have more power than what she really has. I think she's very manipulative. I think she's a divisive type of person. Y'all heard what Michelle said, okay? Like, that shit ain't cool. That is not cool at all.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that. It's not cool. So we can't do it. It's for the betterment of the show.
Come on, Sheree. Okay, y'all know normally I'm not here for Sheree, but she is speaking a word, honey, okay?
We all have been in uncomfortable and talked about shit that we don't want to talk about.
That's right.
I think that conversation needs to be had on the show.
I would have went for the money too, honey. And you don't know how that show was gonna turn out. You got a messy queen. You got all these people over there with all these different things going on. People's addicted to drugs and alcohol, and you got to deal with all that stuff. And no, child, I ain't gonna deal with all that, child. I'm gonna come over here with the nice. I'm gonna stay in the mansion. Y'all go over there to the apartments. I'm gonna stay in the mansion, okay? Anyway, I'm dying Kandi was gonna get a check. So when Kandi gets upset and starts saying, I did this, I sold the show, that means I was gonna get paid. Okay.
And she also went to Bravo behind all the girls' backs. Remember that thing with Portia and Nene, and they wanted to speak out, and maybe I think it was do something with the Black Lives Matter and really use the platform and come together as a group. Kandi separated herself with that. That's something that an egotistical person would do. That's, And Nene said it best, honey. She said, you try to be number one, but you will always be number two, honey. Because even when, and Kandi's very competitive is what I'm trying to allude to, you guys. She tried to be competitive with Nene. She loves that she has the most social media followers. I caught her saying, this is season 9. Maybe I'll put a video up, you guys, once I'm not so busy. But I caught her season 9. Remember, they was doing a pop-up shot with Phaedra and Portia and Kenya and, all the girls. They was together and they was walking. Kandi said to the girls, I'm the one that's going to make the most money because I'm the one that really, my shit be selling. She said something along those lines. And I remember the girls laughed about it, but I remember looking like, wow, you really think you are like the star of the show. And I know some of y'all will say, yeah, but Kandi, we don't need Kandi like that. She ain't that much of a star because half of us want her ass off the show. There's no storylines there. All she's going to do if she stays on this show is play the victim card. And I strongly believe that a lot of this shit is coming out because Carlos has made it be known that he don't think Kandi should return. Y'all know he used to help produce Housewives. The best seasons, honestly, was when Carlos was producing the damn show, to be honest with you. And then after that, honey, it got kind of lackluster, okay? But she didn't like that. And people will get like that because they feel like, oh, you're trying to block, my opportunities. But you have a good enough, relationship, Kandi, with Bravo. They ain't listening to what Carlos has to say. He ain't there. He got his own platform. But what I'm trying to tell you all is all of this shit is strategic. I knew Kandi was shady. By how she did Phaedra when Apollo was about to leave and go off to prison, how she began treating her and taking Todd's side, allowing Todd to talk to her good friend that hooked their ass up technically. I didn't like any of that. Like, to me, sometimes you go a little bit too hard for your man. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm gonna finish playing that audio that, with Kandi and her going in on Carlos King, honey, stealing her life story. All my life I had to fight, okay? So let's get into that, guys.
They had dealt with personally, but, we was trying to move past that and still work together on the show because he was executive producing. What season was that, 9 or whatever?
Yes.
So you kept doing business with this man, okay? Even though your husband was having issues with him. Okay, because you still felt that being connected to Carlos was beneficial for you. Okay?
And he was his last year. Okay, so let's say the season wrapped in November. In December, someone tells me, I was talking to a friend. I was like, we should do like a movie about, our escape's life or whatever. And they were like, it was the director that Todd and I were speaking, and they was like, somebody's already doing it. And I was like, what you mean somebody's doing it? And so in my mind, I'm thinking it was one of my group members or something. And they was like, yeah, it's a network that's already like, I took a meeting about directing it. And I was like, what? Now, mind you, just wrapped season the season in like either top of December or November, end of November, right there. December, I'm hearing that this movie has been sold to a network. So I come to find out a couple weeks later, I'm trying to find out what is going on, and come to find out it was, in sidebar, his other producing partner, one of the producers that worked for him, who was also at the time I thought was super cool, had called my mom, was like, oh yeah, we want to do a interview you because we're trying to do a documentary about girl groups or something. So we want to ask you questions about, XSCAPE. My mom was going to do it or whatever, but come to find out, he was the person who had did the deal with TV One to sell Our Life Story. He was, and my mom and was going to try to ask my mother questions about us unknowingly to get more information, I guess, for the show. Wow. So anyway, I just thought that was the lowest thing that anybody could ever do.
But what about all the low shit you done did to people? I know some of y'all rolling your eyes, sucking your damn teeth, but this girl is strategic, okay? She about to do the broke up cry that y'all always fall for, okay? But Miss Robinson is not gonna fall for that, okay? Like I said, I'm not here to, be all on Carlos King's side, okay? I'm not here to say that he wouldn't do some shit like that, but I'm just saying sometimes in life, when we accuse people of doing things to us, it is that energy coming back on us for all the slick, shady shit that we didn't did. See, people don't want to talk about those things, okay? They just want to be the damn victim, okay?
But how did he have the rights to your story?
He didn't have the rights to our story. What I found out...
Girl, this is another thing with you and XSCAPE. Jermaine Dupri was getting ready to do some shit without y'all. Y'all wasn't even back together. It took this situation to get y'all back together because once again, you was holding up the group because somebody called you a hoe. Now, you was out there spreading it wide and laying it low. I don't know if that's how that go, but y'all know what Mama Braxton said. Okay? So, once again, if you look at the story, and I'm not at all defending, the Scott sisters, right? Because I really don't know the ins and outs of all of that. But from what I seen on that damn show, it was always Kandi kind of holding up the group. Yes, the girls. What's the one girl? She was really unprofessional. The one, not Latasha, the other one, Tamika. She was kind of unprofessional. She would arrive late and, this, that, and the third. Tiny would be there, Kandi, Kandi always, for the most part, would arrive on time on that show, but on Housewives, the bitch was always late. She was a quad web, okay, always late, don't care about nobody's time, just kind of come whenever she want, okay, and then the excuse is, I'm so busy. No, it's, I get to do whatever I want. I'm the queen. It's all about me, okay? It's all about me. Forget about you, and you, okay? She was on her Maya shit. I'm trying to tell y'all. So, honey, I'm not feeling sorry for Kandi, Carlos, nobody. You should have been told this shit. He did that probably. And I'm not defending what he did, but you was holding up the group because of what that girl said about you. And I'm pretty sure you had said some shit about her. And it don't take 10, 15 years, Kandi, to forgive a woman. And you know damn well if that was a man, your ass would have been over it just like that. Okay? See, it's too much of that, you guys, going on in the world. I keep trying to tell y'all, these women, when it come to these men, they get over shit quick. When it's a woman, I'm so mad for 20 plus years. All my life I had to fight. It's all this struggle mentality, honey. And Miss Robinson ain't got time for it, okay? What you think, Aaron? You think it's a whole bunch of bullshiggity too?
Because of course, I was calling lawyers and everything. And I found out at the time that when you're a public figure, people can do they can do unauthorized stories about you. And at the time, we had already done like what's it, behind the music type of thing on TV1 or whatever.
Okay.
No, TV1. Remember,
Unsung.
you know how they Unsung, yeah. So you know they had certain information that I guess they could base the movie off of. But my thing was, I was like, never once, all them years we have been around each other, he had never once told me that he was trying to do a movie about us, and to go behind my back and to do that, and that's our life story.
Right.
I was like, I can't fuck with him ever again.
Wow.
I did not want to. I did reach out to him at first. He didn't answer the phone because I had just heard it, so I wasn't sure that it was him. So I was calling him to like, yo, like, what is this? He didn't answer my calls. But then when we did some things to start like reaching out to the network to try to get the whole situation shut down, then all of a sudden he reaches out to me. And I didn't want to talk after that. I was like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't ever have to talk to you again. And that's just how I feel. I'm like, that is the lowest of the low. Our first, what was that? First spinoff was the wedding or one of them. I think our spinoff was the first show that he was executive producer for. I literally fought for him to be executive producer of my show, to be the lead executive producer. Right. So for you to go...
Once again, she helped somebody, right?
For you to have somebody that you went out for, and I always respected him as a producer, to do that to me, I was like, I have no respect for him. And so for him to now, you know, every time he turn around, he got something to say about me. I'm like...
See, this is where that is coming from. Now she says what it really is. And my thing is this. Now people are going to be focused on this, but the majority rules. The majority of people feel how Carlos feels. People feel like Kandi needs to go. And I know that Kandi will be fine. Out of all those women, I'm not worried about Kandi. Kandi is going to be a success. Okay, I'm not her biggest fan, but I know she can make it without the show. And like I just played for you all, Carlos is simply being objective. He was a producer on that show. He really helped that show, okay? And we realized how much he helped the show once he was gone, okay? And, you know, because he came back season 8. They needed his help, and they had the Kim Fields, and I loved how they had Bob and Nene and Greg came back. It was so nice season 8, because I could not stand it at first. I just couldn't stand it, and then they brought Carlos back, and he gave you a wonderful season of Housewives. Season 9, wonderful season. Didn't have my girl on there. I was a bit upset, but great storylines. It was juicy. It was wonderful, right? So for her to say that out of her mouth, y'all just heard her. Yeah, but he's saying all this stuff. Now, Carlos cannot get you fired from Housewives. He ain't got that type of pull. He don't have that. And Kandi feel like, and she's so greedy and she's so self-absorbed and all about herself. Anything you say about her, you can't say it because you're supposed to be up her ass. So I think she feels like, oh, well, Carlos is saying I need to be off the show because because of this situation and we're not cool and he did me so wrong. No, Carlos is still got his producer hat on, and he knows if you walk out that door of Housewives, we can get more storylines. We could bring back Phaedra, Apollo, Sharina. We can bring back more people. If Portia does come back, I'm pretty sure the shit with you and her go come up. The fans are sick of that shit because that was dragged out. Everything, the point I'm trying to make for you guys, I know I've been all over the place, but ride with me, okay? Y'all know when Miss Robinson is on one, she on one. The point I'm trying to make to you all is people are their behavior. People all have a pattern of behavior, and Kandi's pattern of behavior is playing the damn victim and holding shit up. Okay? And she's a Taurus. And the worst part of a Taurus is they stubborn as hell, and they could be stagnant as hell, holding everybody the fuck up. Okay? That's one of the dark sides of their sign. I'm not saying all Tauruses is like that, so don't get into damn comments with that. But all signs have a dark side to them, and I have been around Taurus, and they are greedy, and they all are, you know, they can be all about themselves, and they love stability and security, and they don't give a damn at what price that you may have to pay for them to have it, is what I'm saying. Okay? So I think that happened with Carlos because of maybe some seeds she has sown over the years. Because I've seen it on this show. Thinking everybody owe you this undying loyalty. Y'all remember, go back season 12. When Portia and Nene made up, guess who wasn't happy? Kenya, of course, was hating. We expect that shit from Kenya, right? But Kandi, always for the most part, the neutral one. Why is she all upset? Portia was happy she got her big sis in her life. I know some of y'all will say, well, she was saying all type of shit about Nene. Of course she was. Her and Nene was into it. When the girls are into it, they into it. But when they ready to love on each other again and they sick and tired of fighting, you know, they go right back to being how they are. Big sis, little sis. And I love that with Nene and Portia's relationship. I really wish they could have their own show. Nene, Portia, and Marlo, motherfucking show would be off the hook. Okay? I honestly don't even want them all on Housewives together. I would rather them do something new. But yeah, this is the same thing from this girl. And a lot of you all are sipping the motherfucking Kool-Aid. Okay?
I just give him no energy. But that right there, my life story,
it's not about you. It was the damn group. Okay? So...
gets me emotional, and it pisses me off. So yeah, I don't have nothing for you.
Like I keep trying to tell y'all, Kandi is one-sided. It's okay for her to say and do certain things, but it's not okay for the rest of these women. I'm going to play a clip of Phaedra and Kandi talking about season 9. Y'all remember how Johnny came to Phaedra looking for legal advice. I know some people will say, well, Phaedra shouldn't have did that. Well, if her and Kandi ain't cool and Kandi and her man want to keep dragging her at the damn reunion, like, why wouldn't a person fight back? Like, some of y'all don't make sense. Y'all don't understand how war goes. Okay, you ain't gonna be saying whatever about me and I ain't gonna say shit back. Okay? Not today, and tomorrow don't look good either. Okay?
I'm sure you know that Johnny is suing me.
I heard.
Yeah, and he had told somebody that he had came to meet with you. So my question to you is, were you the one that gave him the advice about suing me?
Well, of course, as an attorney, I can't speak on that.
Are you his attorney?
I'm not his attorney. As an attorney, as a professional, if someone comes to you for advice, you cannot divulge who it is, what they came for, because that's just unethical. So I can't speak on it. I can't.
Okay. Well, with that being said, that in itself also makes me look at you, right? Because it's just like, okay, so are you trying to set me up for this man to come at me?
See, it's always okay for Kandi and Todd to come at people, but nobody should say anything back. That's that same shit that happened this season at that table, if you really paid attention to it, with Kandi, Marlo, and Todd. When Marlo was calling Ralph out for not adopting Josiah, Kandi jumped into that. Then started coming at Marlo, dogging her for what she's doing with her nephews. Bitch, she ain't got to be Mother Teresa like you. Everybody don't have that same personality that you got, Kandi. Okay, you had a stable upbringing. Well, kind of, sort of with Joy. She crazy as hell, okay? Crazier than a damn bedbug, okay? But, anyways, you had a better upbringing than what Marlo had, right? So, girl, like, you need to quit. Stop being one-sided. Now, I played that clip for you all because Didn't she team up with Portia's ex-friend or business partner, Jamie? And Jamie is the one that be helping with speak on it. Okay, like, it's okay for her to do little shady, shicey things. And I believe it was Jamie and maybe another friend was telling Kandi stuff about Portia's man, Dennis. Y'all remember when she was spilling all that tea? Okay, but as soon as Portia dragged her ass, it's a problem. You can't be like that as a person. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to be as objective as possible, but I'm trying to put myself in these other people's shoes. And Kandi is spoiled. She thinks she's supposed to have it, have everything the way she wanted all the time. This is not Burger King, baby. Okay, you can't have it your way all the time, Kandi. Okay, I'm going to play this last clip, you guys, to make my last point, and then we are done.
EV on Twitter said, why do you use off-camera information to throw people under the bus? You did it with Phaedra dating while separated, Dennis's tattoos, Marlo dating her cousin, and now how Sheree paid for her house.
Was this the Tyrone money paying for this? Like, where did all this money come from?
What gifts?
Who am I throwing under the bus? If a person throws me under the bus and I'm responding, I'm coming with what I know.
But no, let me clear one thing that's off camera.
Ciao. All right, you guys, that is all I have to say about all of this. Get down in the comments, honey. Let Miss Robinson know what you thought about this here video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.